Yo, what's up? I'm Z the Free.
Yo, this is Rubik's.
What's up? I'm M.I.A.
What up? It's your boy 17.
Yo, it's Young Pop Bonito.
It's your boy M.I.A, and you're watching Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified.
Hip-Hop Certified. Rock!
And you're watching Hip-Hop Certified.
Good Hiphoppas, it is Esteban Xound here with another throwback review, this time on A$AP Rocky and Dizzy Wright. Honestly, I really enjoyed this review. It was dope. I enjoyed both albums. I can't say I've listened to both albums since they've came out. I think I've maybe listened to a couple songs off of Dizzy Wright's project when I was doing some research for his Nobody Cares Work Harder project that came out this year. But other than that, honestly, I mean, they're solid albums. I remember at the time, this happened during my brother's graduation. It was towards the end of the school year, and I guess I was going through a lot at the time, but we put it out. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna get out of here, let you guys enjoy it. With that being said, peace.
What up, bitches? Sorry if it looks all like dark and morbid in here, but I put a blanket on the window because it's too goddamn bright. And I know, again, it looks really like dark and morbid, but I'm telling you, it's so goddamn hot outside right now. So if I start like sweating in the middle of the video and you just see this one drop of sweat like just rolling down my face, it's because it's hot as shit in here and there's no air conditioning in this goddamn apartment. We're doing our best here, but we got like 5 fans going on in this goddamn apartment, but it's really fucking hot. So sorry if I look sweaty at all, but man.
We should probably start the show. See, everything you heard before was probably a warm-up. I got thousands of songs we could do. I could be here till 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. Don't give a fuck. Just like crazy. So that real hip-hop is over.
But anyway, I'm pretty sure y'all don't give a shit how hot it is in here. You just want the damn review. Where the hell were the reviews? Where were you? Listen, children, I'm here. Y'all know what time it is around summertime. It's exams. I basically, for the past 2 weeks, I had to put everything off to focus on passing my exams. And everyone knows that you'll be bullshitting for not. You always have that one class that you're just barely passing at the end of the semester. So you just you're handing in like 50 tests and exams and projects and shit just to try and pass the class. So that's exactly what I had to do. Yeah, I had to do that. I had to make sure I tried to pass these classes, pass these exams. That's basically what I was doing for the past 3 weeks, trying to finish off my semester so I don't have to take any classes during the summer or anything like that. But now that it's summer, I have time to record, to review, to edit, and I can upload more consistently. I know I was gone for a while. I went into hibernation, but now that I'm done, I have time. I can record as many reviews as I want to, so I definitely will be more consistent throughout the summer. So hopefully I will be able to grow the channel. It bothered me that I couldn't record any reviews, but you guys know you have to prioritize sometimes, so that's what I have to do. And I know a lot of projects dropped while I was studying for all my tests and stuff like that. Like the ones that I'm doing today, obviously if you see the covers, the A$AP and Dizzy Wright projects. But I know Surf dropped, I know Vic Staples dropped, I know King Lowe's dropped, recently Meek Mill dropped, Sky Zoo dropped, Stevie Stone dropped. I know I'm missing some Scarface drop. So lots of projects that I've missed, and I'm gonna try and get to as many as I can, but I can't guarantee that I'm gonna get to them all, especially since I have to record the top albums of the mid-year, so I wanna get that out soon. Hopefully around mid-year time. I'm gonna do as many reviews as I can today. So I'm gonna just get as many reviews as I can as possible. I'm gonna just stop talking. Let me just get into these reviews. This is the A$AP Rocky, At Long Last A$AP and Dizzy Wright, The Growing Process album review, or double of album review. Good thing about these 2 projects is I don't have too much to say about them, because really there's not too much for me to say about the albums. I have similar feelings on both of the albums. I'll just start with the A$AP Rocky, At Long Last A$AP. I'm not a huge A$AP Rocky fan. I've never been a huge A$AP Rocky fan. Obviously, you have to be living under a rock to have not listened to A$AP Rocky before. If you heard Goldie, Purple Swag, One Train, etc. Obviously, I've heard those, and I heard Rocky, and I was like, oh, dude's cool, and my brother listens to A$AP Rocky. And every time I heard him, I was like, okay, he's cool, and I get the appeal, but he's never really appealed to me like that. So I kind of just dismissed Rocky and the whole discography, so I never really dove into it like that. So when it came to this album, I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna have to review this album. And much like a lot of these album reviews that I've done previously, I'm going into this with little to no point of reference. So I just went into this album and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna take it for what it is. I got the album. I had it on my iPod for a while, but I put off listening to it for like a couple days after it came out. And it came out earlier than it was supposed to, I know that. I had to go to my brother's graduation or whatever, so I was like, okay, let me just put this album on, because you guys know, if you ever been to any graduation ceremony, that shit's like 4 hours of people just talking and like hundreds of people walking by that you don't care about. So I was like, okay, let me just put my headphones in, listen to this album, I'm gonna have time. I listened to it full through for the first time, and I listened to it full through for the first time, I was like, okay, wow, this is a actually pretty decent project. But the thing was, none of the tracks were really that memorable. All of them created a certain feel and I enjoyed it, and I just found myself bobbing my head to a lot of the tracks, but none of them were super memorable. And that's kind of my general feelings for the album, because I listened to it more, and obviously tracks that I liked stood out and I remember their names. But for the most part, nothing stood out for me on the album. It's just all the tracks themselves were extremely solid for me. They played into the feeling and the mood that the album wanted to create, very airy, druggy, trill, southern influence, and they all played into this sort of feel, and they all did it well, right? But I don't think any of the tracks, at least not for me, I mean, there were certain tracks that stood out for me. Let me go to the track listings right now. The first track obviously definitely caught my attention. So I was like, wow, okay, he's speaking on religion and how he doesn't feel like you have to go to the church to believe in God, and how the church is the new scam or whatever, right? I was really interested after I heard that. I was like, okay, wow, is he about to put like a conscious tip to this album? But that theme didn't continue, but it wasn't a problem because the sound continued. Excuse Me stood out for me. Well, even Canal Street stood out for me. JD and Lord Pretty Flacco, Electric Body, Max B, Wavy Bone, obviously love the UGK and the Juicy J feature. Yo, that was some old school, early 2000s Southern shit. I love that. Better Things and M's. Those tracks stood out for me. But it's not like any of the tracks were necessarily bad. And that's another thing. As far as the criticisms go for the album, I see them. If someone does have criticisms for the album, they come to me, you know, it's like, oh, okay, well this, and this I didn't like. I completely understand that, because all the criticisms that I've seen for the album are extremely valid, whether it be lackluster features, like the one from M.I.A. on Fine Wine. That was like one of the worst features that I've heard in a while, and I like M.I.A., so I was fucking disappointed by that feature, but I was like, okay, whatever. The really like disjointedness of Max B's and how that was kind of like a mess, how the album kind of feels long and dragged out, because that is one of the complaints that I did have. The album did feel long. I get if it didn't. Again, if you were high, I get how it wouldn't feel long for you. But I get if some people thought that it was boring or slow. I get all of the criticisms. I understand them and I can see them. But if there's one thing that reviewing albums has taught me, is sometimes you don't have to always be so overly analytical and critical about everything on an album, especially if you enjoy it. It's kind of like, you know, you have your guilty pleasures and you just like them for what it is. It's catchy or whatever, right? And someone asks you like, oh, why would you like this or whatever, right? And you understand where they're coming from as far as, oh, this is trash. You get it, but it's like, dude, like, it's just, I enjoy listening to it, so like, why the fuck does it matter? It's kind of the same for the A$AP album. I see the criticisms and it seems pretty 50-50 as far as how people feel on this album, but I just enjoyed the album and I can listen to it full through without having to skip any tracks. A lot of the beats were dope. They were easily listenable. They're catchy. Again, they have that southern trill influence. They have that sort of trap influence, some boom bap. You have the soulful joint with jukebox joints, and the beats are generally just really easily listenable for me. None of the productions were overly crazy or whatever, right? Although I did like the beat on M's or the sample on jukebox joints again, or even the first beat. There were beats that stood out for me, but again, it's this feeling of the album, this mood, this airiness of the album that A$AP created in an artsy and thoughtful way that I thought he did it, and he made it enjoyable for me. So I just enjoyed the album, and I don't feel like being overly analytical about the album, because I see the criticisms and I understand if someone didn't like it, or they're like, oh, this isn't as good as his previous works. But I mean, obviously I can't speak on that because I'm not too familiar with Rocky's previous 2 albums. I just listen to this and I enjoy it. And at the end of the day, I think sometimes that's just what music needs to be. Rocky does what he does lyrically as an MC. He's not here to blow you away with similes, metaphors. He just has a nice flow that easily goes on beats extremely well. He's pretty clever sometimes, and he just rides on the beat really well. And he obviously, the way he delivers shit is extremely charismatic. I sort of compare it to how Kanye, like earlier Kanye, would deliver his shit. Again, it's not what Kanye's saying, but sometimes he just throws some clever shit. That's what I think Rocky does. He didn't blow me away as an MC or anything like that, but I think he has pretty good lyrics, and they work with the beats and the concepts of the album. I thought it was just a well done album, full through. I can listen to it. I didn't have any real complaints about it. At first, I didn't think I was gonna like LSD when I heard it off the single, but I liked it in the feel of the album. Yeah, I just thought it was an enjoyable album. Damn, I'm already whipping out the towel. This is how fucking hot it is. God damn it. Next album, Dizzy Wright album, The Growing Process. Stoner heaven. Stoners all around the world. Dizzy Wright just gave you 16 tracks that you can just fucking get high to. That's what this album is. And I don't mean to simplify it like that. Obviously, there's a lot more to the album than just that, but just as far as the production and a lot of the content, especially towards the middle of the album, it's just smoker's anthem. And that's cool. I feel like every generation does have their quintessential weed rappers. Obviously, you have your Cypress Hills back in the day, or you have your Snoop Dogg's. Wiz Khalifa was that, but I think Dizzy Wright sort of took that torch. Well, Wiz Khalifa and Currency in that whole camp, and I think they were that for a minute, but I think Dizzy Wright sort of really took that torch and really made his own sound. I was watching interviews of Dizzy Wright, and he said that he really wanted to carve out his sound on this album, and I think he really did that, because before, if you guys have heard The Golden Age, I like that mixtape. It was fucking long, but you hear most of the productions, again, they're mostly trap, 808s, marching band drums or whatever. It's similar productions from, you know, DJ Hoppa or, you know, that whole camp at Funk Volume. But I didn't feel like they were overly consistent. But with this album, he's like, okay, cool. I smoke weed, and this is just what I do, and this is what I like to rap about. Cool. Dizzy Wright's always had a message, so this album definitely continues on, and Dizzy Wright definitely does have a message on this album. But as far as the sound and the mood of the album, it's definitely weed influence. It's just that smoky, airy, Bone Thugs feel to it. Easily listenable. The beats are dope. The features were dope, especially the track with the Funk Volume artists with Jaron Brennan, Swizzy, and Hobson. That track was dope, and they killed it lyrically. For the most part, the rest of the features perfectly fit in with the feel and the mood of the album, especially the Bone Thugs features. Yo, that was some old school Bone Thug shit. Regardless, and don't you ever forget, those were great tracks. I love how you put them one after another. That was perfect. But yeah, for the most part, I really did enjoy this album. And again, I am a fan of Dizzy Wright because I do have Dizzy Wright's earlier projects, Smoked Out Conversations, the First Agreement, The Golden Age. He's continuing on with the same theme about the different agreements. It's some philosophy, apparently, I guess he reads and likes a lot. Excuse me, my lack of knowledge on it. I thought it was cool, and you do have an overall feel and a theme for it. Dizzy Wright's always had a message in it, and Dizzy Wright's not gonna blow you away again with super crazy metaphors and lyricism. A lot of his lyrics are gonna hit you first as soon as you hear it, and that's fine. He has a dope flow, and the way he chops on beats and the way he rides on beats is perfect, especially with these airy, smoky beats. And so Dizzy Wright doesn't have to be overly complicated for me, but he does have lyrics and he has a message, and his delivery is dope. Dizzy Wright as an MC did his thing on the project. Some of the tracks on the album were a lot more thoughtful than other ones, like God Bless America with the big K.R.I.T and Tech 9 features. When I saw the features, I was hoping for them to just go in on some really hard trap shit, but when I heard it, I was like, okay, they're going a little bit softer, more sentimental. But regardless, again, dope message, and I like that track. Even the track after that, Can I Feel This Way? Even Higher Learning, a great intro. Train Your Mind. Around the middle of the album, you get your smoky trap instrumentals, and then towards the end of the album, you pick back up on Dizzy Wright's message. But for the most part, it's just an enjoyable listen. Another album, dope beats, dope rhymes, has a message, especially on the first half of the album, towards the end of the album, and then the middle being obviously your smoke tracks. I thought it was very consistent. I thought the sound and feel was consistent, and yeah, it was just a solid Dizzy Wright release. If you're a fan of Dizzy Wright, there's no reason for you not to like this album, because he took what he did really well, and he just really focused on that with this album. I thought this is the most focused I've heard Dizzy Wright on an album so far. I enjoyed this album a lot. I thought it was a really easy listen. It didn't leave a huge impression on me, but I think this is just an album that I can easily go back to a lot. I thought it was just a really solid release by Dizzy Wright. Again, dope beats, dope features. The only feature I really did not care about, really did not care about, was fucking Burner. No, Burner and M.I.A. are really competing real hard for some of the worst features that I've heard on an album. And again, I get it. He wanted to be simplistic and just go with the feel of the track. It was supposed to be nice and smooth, not overly lyrical. But yo, the radio don't even play me, and I don't even care. My girlfriends made me a millionaire. 3 girlfriends, and they all hate each other. Can we all get along and get together? As soon as it sounds like I can write your lyrics at my lowest point of cognitivity, then I think that becomes a problem. So I really did not care for that feature, but the track was cool. I thought I liked the instrumental on that, but for the most part, just a solid album. I'm not gonna focus too much on one lackluster feature, but dope album. If I was gonna give this a rating, again, similar to A$AP Rocky, I'd give it like a 7. It's just a really solid release. I forgot to put this at the beginning, but yeah, remember, if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the videos, if you want to see more videos, comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you want to see next. I'm gonna let you know what you're gonna see next. I was thinking about doing a surf album review, but I don't think I'm gonna get around to that anymore. I might, I'll see, but I really want to get to some of the newer releases that just came out. I'm probably gonna release King Lo's album review next, and then a Vince Staples, and then I'll see after that. Expect those album reviews to come after this one very soon. Follow me on Twitter if you want to see what's up on there. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see what's up on there. Shout out to all the people who have subscribed, who've been with me since day one, the newer subscribers. Sorry this is extremely late. I'm catching up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, peace. Again, it didn't leave it fucking sweaty.